Everybody. Hi, thank you. I'm so happy to be here in the presence of you folks as well as our Kiakua. And I would like to offer prayer to him, for he has brought us this far of Kauai Mokiana Festivals and Malia Foundation. Honani kamakuama ke me kauhane no ke akuama ho mai kaipu ko ke ao Amen. Mahalo kia koa for this day, and thank you, Jesus, for bringing us together. In your precious one, for the name of prayer, in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. So it's so nice to be here. It's in the middle of the week, and I am tired. But it's all good because it's for Kiakua and this man over here called Uncle Nathan. We're so happy to be here. It's the Wednesday, and we have our workshops for you. And this workshop we have talks about ʻIli, which is everything that what how can give you. You know, like how some people say, how now? Or how Nina. No, but anyway, this is such a good thing that we're gonna experience today, and it's my cousin from all the way from Hawaii Island who's coming to bring his knowledge and share with all of you out there as well as in here. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you my cousin, Kaʻuhane Morton.
Thank you, Maka. It's so interesting too, that picture that was in the thing was a very youthful shot of me. Thank you. So we were just saying, that was then and this is now. We're older as we come together, but our knowledge keeps expanding. So I thank you again for bringing me here to share the news. Is it okay if I? For all of you people who are at home, and thank you folks for coming. Auntie Carlette's at home, but when I left, she said, "Oh, you can take it." She said, "Don't forget your nose flute." And I said, "Oh, I gotta bring my nose flute." She goes, "Yeah, I thought you was gonna play." Sometimes I call myself the haole guy because I made a haole once, and the truth of the matter is I didn't think it was going to be a lei. I have to give aloha and credit to my first people that brought this method of making cordage to my life, and it was my buddy Flynn, this haole guy who studies Hawaiian things from Kona. And he asked me if I would help lift up one of our kupuna, another haole guy from Kona, who was very accomplished in studying many genres of Hawaiian cultural work, from the ʻIli vine to the Tuchardia, latifolia, the olona, and all types of different ropes. So Gary Eoff is his name, and he's a really dear friend of ours in Kona. And Flynn and I got together to lift him up. He asked me if I would help him. And he said, first thing you got to do is learn how to do how. How is the first chord he said, I'm going to teach you how to make, because it was the most versatile, the most useful, and the goal really was truly to get to this. You know, the olona, this very natural, beautiful fiber that came only from Hawaii, was really important for our ʻIli, and unique to the islands. It was the mesh of the cape for the feather for the ʻIli's armor, and it was also intertwined and used in different ways with other types of cordage material to make stronger lines. You know how you just mix things up. But the olona is a non-stinging nettle that evolved here uniquely to Hawaii without any interruptions, and lost its stinging and became this beautiful plant that is real difficult to get. And so that's my goal. You know, the goal is to have a lot of olona to share with practitioners, and the how was the beginning. And when we make how, it does, like Makano's, become hauna, you know. But in the end, you get a beautiful product. And so what I want to do is show you the processes and the things that we can do, and how I've come across and got to this point, okay? So let me come over here for a moment. Is that okay? I'm going to grab this. Let's talk about the plant, you know, Hibiscus tiliaceus. The how is a beautiful plant that grows down by the coast, and you can find it, and that's where we see it a lot, you know, over down by the beachside. And we know our kupuna really utilize this plant a lot in many aspects of Hawaiian culture. I would say like the kahuna kalaiwa could actually study the how bush, and you know, the portion of the canoe that is could be actually weighted and bent and shaped to become that size that's perfect for when it's time. It's a very light wood, yeah. Kakala'ao for the music. It's really, you try to use it after, but balsa like wood that could be used as floaters, you know, on the top of nets that were made out of lana and other types of things in the old days. And also, the ads, the koi. We have collected quite a few of our how giant stumps that go up this way, and then they branch that way. So you cut the stump that way, and then you turn it this way, and it looks like a koi handle. But you don't go for one that's this skinny. You gotta go for a one, and then it breaks down to become that strong thing to hold the koi stones. So quite a few of my metal koi ads plates have been mounted to how, and they sit at my home now, waiting for the other projects. And Kane's brother, Pahu, one of those, you know, Keoni Terali makes that made with him one day. So this right here, how, and my method is, you gotta go to the bushes, like over here on this island, you know, Kauai has many roads of how. You can go back by the dump site. I saw them today. This particular genealogy comes from Omau, a place where it's green. Like Pakana, Albert Carbonell would collect for me, so he did a Filipino style polo knife. It was really muddy, you know, so he told me, you don't want to go down there with your slippers, so I'll go get it for you. And I told him, you know which kind I like? Of course he knows which kind I like, because he's been my friend for many years, and we've done a lot of beautiful projects together. So you want to look for the one that is, and I particularly like the long ones. They don't want to have any branches coming up. because the branches make puka, or holes. And so when you're going to process the how, you'll have it break and stuff, yeah, in little pieces. But so you can have a handsaw or cut them, bring them down. And I like them long for myself because they're easier to handle for me. I want to do a lot of small piece, but I'm going to lean it over here and then cut back this way, okay? So this is my Filipino sickle I got from one of my people, and Albert uses his it's a wooden carving knife, and it works really good, you know. So, but I like this because I'll show you why. Here it is. So I step on it and hold it too, so keep it stable, right? You want to crack and you want to make a straight line. You want to go as straight as you can. Go all straight. Can you see that? Yeah, gotta go straight. Notice that. And over here, so I'm going to go straight. Don't want to touch yourself too. It's really important to go as straight as possible. Oh, here a little bit. We're going to go closer. Alright. And then, on this side, stick it under it like this. Stick with more glue to that. It's really good to do it on the same day because if you do it a day later, it ain't going to come off too good. So, if you did this yesterday, it's a day later. Like Hawaii some moist. Get it popped off. I'm going to pop it in. This is done. There you go. This one's sticking a little bit because I did cut it yesterday. Normally, when you just do it, you gotta go get it. But the skin is a little thin, I noticed too. Our goal is to get the lid over this. There it goes. Almost. Once you get it all off, it's all pretty good. This is trying to give me a little bit of a hard time. It's alright. There. Okay, so first rule lesson, don't do it the next day, do it the same day. You have to do this. Oh. But you can already see like loose fibers from the offcut that I did, right? So I'm going to use that. What I do now is I roll like this. I roll the fat side down first, not the skinny end, because you get one fat end and a skinny end. There's more fat at the base, the vascular bundles grow tight, right? Normally I wouldn't want it in these broken chunks, but I was having a hard time. Okay, now use everything. Knee, foot, there it is. Yeah. Like that. I'm gonna try to tie it. Oh, it's okay to smash it. It's gonna get all caught. Hey, anyway. Oh, it's getting away from me. trying to love. Essentially, I like to roll them like this because I put them in these little blue buckets. I'm just going to tie them on. So you use itself to hold itself. So hold this. If I had this more on this end, it would hold it more tight. But then I drop them in the bucket. Yeah. And you just. Sometimes I'll just roll them up, drop them in the bucket, and let it go, and it goes. It opens up like an accordion down in there. And when it opens up, it's good because you can put a tighter one in the middle. So you're going to be like layering, and I'll put. If you're going to do how, you should do more than just one, just a few, you know, because you want to have a lot of material. Yeah. So after we strip, I have other logs to do, but I'll do those later. You're going to take the how and you're going to put it inside these five. I do want to talk about this, Kauai in particular, because since I've come to Kauai and people have seen the lei or I've done other workshops, sometimes kupuna will come up to me and go, "Oh, what is that? Is that raffia?" I go, "Oh, it's how." And they go, "Oh, wow, I remember how." You know, one of the aunties from down Hanalei side told me, when we was young kids, we used to do that. We go down in the bushes, cut the how, and then we tie them to the big elephant grass, and then throw them in the stream and let the stream just run. Because this thing's gonna get slimy, yeah. And then she said her father folks would go to the mountain, cut the guava stumps, and then make pier down in Hanalei with bamboo, guava stumps, and tie them with the how. So it was a great use for how, you know, even in post-contact, semi-modern times when aunties that I've seen still did it. Yeah, there's different ways to ret it. When we're retting the how, when you're taking it and turning it into natural fiber, there's a skin there that's on the outside that needs to become retted or rocked a bit. And that's also the case with when you make wauke, or even when you do holona, there's different times and timing that you want to make the material sit in the water. So when we did Maka's class down at Lidgate, we did this big hooky thing, put them inside the water, and I also brought some that was kind of like retted already, and that's, you're gonna soak them and it's gonna actually bubble up, and you need that bacteria. You know, in the case of how we do it in Kona, that bacteria helps the retting process. But you cannot like forget about it, because if you forget about it too long and you go, "Oh my how," and you go back on there, you're going to find that it's really soft and loses its strength. So don't want to ret too long. So in my, or rot too long, in my way, I do it about a month and a half, and start cleaning it. Okay, so it's going to go over here. This that I had processing on my island. Some of my students actually, you know, we run across people that want to learn things, and this is Sydney and Marius's, and we cut this out together, and I didn't do anything more to it, but just soak it for them. And you can see how after a while the process is, it's like there's the layer of the skin that's the cambium and the skin, and then there's the part that's on the inside that's more really nice. And our goal is to get this guy, you know. Uncle Gary always calls this the butter, you know, because you can use the outer skin kind that has pukas in it, a lot of holes, for utilitarian things like tied up how logs to carry into the resort. But you're gonna want to. This is the one that's the desirable stuff, yeah. So it doesn't smell common now, because I did a lot of flushings to make sure we didn't have to have that experience today. But you must experience the hauna, because the hauna is where the good comes from, you know. And oh, stay right here, yeah. I'm gonna get some. Ko'ele, the big drag train, you know. That's the way. If you have a sawhorse or a picnic bench, you know, I'll take it out and just go. You can scrape and save it. See how you get all the lepo off, right? you're going to scrape most of that. I would like to put it on a table. I just brought this for you to ret and see the retting process. But in my days now, this is the way I do it. I go over to the how after it's rotted, and then I just grab all the good stuff, like that. Just grab all the butter, and then do a tear. You just pull them. Just go around, take all the good stuff, and then you can separate the good and the other. And then I like to tie them in the middle, because if you tie the how in the middle, it doesn't get away from you, and it's not going to be all tangled, you know. And the next step after this step is to go. You know, you go to the ocean, you sterilize, you cry with it, and you stop the rotting process basically, and it sterilizes and it smells so good. You know, once you do that, it has a really beautiful smell. Wow. So come over here. Now, this is how in the finished process, you know. When you guys go up here and check it out after, if you like, and if you want to make rope, we can show you how to make the rope. But you know, in the olden days, hours and hours. In life, like lashing the hale or lashing the canoe, you know, rope, so important, you know, fishing, everything. So it wasn't uncommon for people to sit around and be cracking it. So what I have here are all these different projects that got started of beginnings, and there's different colors to the how. But one day, like I showed you the Olana. Did you see the Olana? We got to show this one later, but this rope is white and super light, like a feather, yeah? And that's why it was good for the cape, for putting the feathers on top. But it's so strong that it could, you know, up in the right angle, stop, sling stones, not take a spear all the way. So really an incredible one. But I came across another type of rope that I decided to make, and it's a cousin to the hibiscus tiliaceus, the how. It was the hibiscus kuki'okeo, the white hibiscus that was growing up Kalawa on the Big Island. My friend Flynn, actually at his house, he had really long sticks, and we was going to clean the yard, and I said, wow, those look pretty big, because they were fat, and they were hibiscus, and they were just like the how, long, and they had no branches, because they were in this spot, you know, so I just had to try them. So I went and cut them, did the same strip thing, rolled them open, put them in their special bucket, and it came out with a different kind of rope. It's really more brittle and hard. When I made this rope, it hurt my hands. I started having, like, over here, my fingers just getting hurt, because the fiber's a little harder. It's a more difficult fiber to go, and it kind of went big and small and big and small. But usually when you are gonna make rope, you kind of want to do it all uniform, you know, uniformly. Like this one is really a nice one that's been a consistent project for so long, for so many people. You know, it's really a lot of rope. But when you look at the rope, you have additives. There's a certain point where you need to add, yeah? So it's really, if you run along, well, my Kuma told me this one day, he goes, let me see your rope. And I give him my rope, and he goes, he closes his eyes, and he goes, I go, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm feeling your emotions and how you were feeling when you were doing the rope. Because sometimes when you're doing it, you make it a little bit tight. And when you're really relaxed and doing it well, you're doing it well, you know? And it's always, your goal is to be consistent, you know, to have the consistency. So I go back to this today with you in front of me and go, okay, what do we got here? It's about the feel, you know? So I hold them like this way myself. I wet my fingertips to you. So you go like that. You're kind of good to have about 12 inches of hang going on behind you, you know, when you're doing this. So it's a little spin, you know? You just spin. Spin to the right, turn to the left. Spin to the right, turn to the left. Now I'm feeling like this, and I go, oh, this one's a little thicker. Let me try again. Boom. This one's a little thinny. Okay, that's thin, so I need something. Oh, here it is. Look. Oh, that's not that one. You gotta get another one in here, folks. So, usually I'm a little more organized than this, but we got. It's a natural thing. Sometimes you gotta bite it, right? So, there's my add-in. See how you add? There's an add sticking up in there. There's the add-in. And now I'm adding to the right side because it needs to be consistent. You gotta have the same kind of pliability. Yeah? So after a while, you can just kind of sit on top and start, yeah, you know, oh, I don't want it to feel soft on this side. You know, you feel the rope when you make it. It's not just sit there and concentrate, don't hunch over like you're looking at your cell phone like people do so many times. You just kind of chill and make rope and spin, you know? So, I think, you know, I like that color. See how the color is? There's two different, there's like a darker brown and a light color going on in there. And then, you know, one of my aunties, she said, oh, I like dye some. I said, oh, you dye it with coloring, you know? So she colored some orange crying. And that was interesting. We just tried it out, but kind of interesting maybe if you, I mean, it's just how is utilitarian and the way we're just going to use it. So I'm really not interested in changing its color, but just doing it naturally. And this holiday that I made has changed color over the years because I guess plenty of sweat, plenty of blessings, you know. Sometimes it rains when you're out there doing something, but this is how it really looked in the beginning. And so this is more of a more recent version, but I still didn't finish the story and tell you how it came at lay. I processed how like that, and it was so long that I couldn't carry it to the beach. Usually I threw it over my neck like this and just walk, but just to carry it down and rinse them out. But the thing was too big, so I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll hook it up on the hook. I'll rope it. I made the rope, and then I made a knot at the end, and I stuck the knot through it, and went, oh wow, that's perfect size. I just went, bang. Okay, now I can carry this and this, and let's go. So I walked out to the beach like that, and then Uncle goes, hey, that's a nice lay. I said, it's not a lay. He said, yeah, but it's a nice lay. And I said, no, I want to take it apart. You know, we're gonna go in the water. He goes, no, it's a nice lay. Oh, I didn't see, but then it turns out it looked like Run DMC back in the past, and you know, so you can make this. You know, oh, and the aunties would say, it looked like you ran away from a hanging boy, because the back was all shredded, right? It was like just all this stuff hanging to you. Bye, you broke away from a hanging and ran away. I was like, no. But so to take care of that part, you know, we keep growing. We figure out, oh, what if I make a bunch of smallies? So you make small rope, and you all hang out the back, and you know, hang so the end it's going to be stiff like that, right? Hang it so that it's like that. You can make lay. I taught some people, this is a really beautiful, I find this to be so elegant. It's one of my students, her name is Carrie, and a sister of mine from Kona, and she's better, she makes better lays than me. I'm just like, wow, she's got the touch, but see how thoughtful she was to do it like that? She just kept the add-ins. This is elegant to me. Look at that, left all the shredding on the back. Small one. This is very ladylike to me, you know. She actually puts it around the ipu in the house. It's like a decoration for one of the ipuheke that were designed by my auntie. Yeah, so a really elegant piece. And this is just the funny mess around one. I thought I could make an ugly lay, you know, just throw it together and crack them with the orange one. So it's just a small one, just something to mess around with. Guess what? You can still take it apart or redo it if you like, you know, in the end, yeah? But you know, I do want to move over to the left because there's a few things here that are just really remarkable, and it's part of that path, you know, to get to the Olona. We got to learn how to make the ahaniu on our leg, like our people from Lamatrek and Satawal and Mogmog and Uliti Atoll. You know, I have friends that work with me and colleagues that are from the lands where Maupialu came from. And they taught us how to sail again and gave us the ike for figure out. And one of the things that their people still do is make rope. You know, they have their men's canoe house, and the boys all have to reach a certain age before you can go inside of it. But all the men are sitting around and they're making rope. And when he's described to me how when they're putting the wood together, because they don't have logs like how Hawaiians had giant tree for making a canoe. They had to make canoes from pieces of wood, you know, and you glue them together with the cooked ulu sap. He would roll the ulu sap in the fire. He's telling me, this is what I used to do, roll them in the fire and make them black, and it changes the chemistry of the ulu. And then you roll it on the gunnel of the canoe, and then this kind of cordage is all different coconut cordage from the people that still make them. And we brought them here to help us and do lashing and things like that, but it's just such beautiful work. But when they pull on the cordage, it's all at one time. All the men are together, they hook it together to make sure it cinches down, and the method of doing it, and this is super strong coconut fiber, the niu'aha. So we've been using this one a lot for making lehohe'e and other projects that we do. And then some of the other ones were this kind size was used to lash our ko'i ads. This is the only one I've ever seen that was the big one, because I know how long it takes to make rope. And it's not an easy process, and to see this is like seeing gold, you know. I haven't seen another one come this big through in the years that we've been accepting and helping share and send money back home to them, yeah. Because it's their natural resources. They have plenty of coconut tree, not a lot of industry, so they make a lot of nice rope. And I can see the character in the person, like Hal Flynn. He went through my rope and could tell what I was feeling or how it was going in my early day. When you look at the way each person has done their finish, then you see, oh, this is like that guy, different coconut. This one, different, you know? This person, different, yeah? Not the same guys. I like these small ones. They're really cool. So, oh, one more thing. Really fun thing. This is like the funnest thing that happened to me yesterday, I would have to say. I went to Kauai, to Omaha, to go see my brother, Albert. And he's such a dear friend and always takes good care of me. And he collected the how for me, and when Pua and I pulled back into the driveway, I saw him lean over and he was stripping on this long piece, and I said, oh my God, I think he's gonna make one of them whips. Because years ago, we would do this festival at Amy Greenwell at the Botanical Garden, and we make those fluids and teach people how to make how or make rope. And then Albert had this funny idea. He goes, oh, look at that how. I think I like make one of my childhood toys, the whip. You know, and I was like, what is that? You made this small little whip and started whipping it around like, I was like, wow, that's cool. But I never really wanted to make this because I didn't want anybody to pack at each other, you know. It's like, oh, what do you use a whip for? And he goes, no, we use them for like, hit the mango, and we made contests, we could hit the mango and stuff. And then I was talking to Connie, he goes, oh yeah, the whip before. We just make them for pop, we can make the loudest pop, right? So yesterday, out here, I don't know if I can whip this thing in here, I might hurt myself, but this is one of these Howl bull whips. And you keep a little bit of the stake on the end. And it's not to be used on anybody except for targets that you set up by yourself. And actually, just in the air, it's so fun to do. Yesterday I was in the yard and I saw Albert doing this rawhide thing, and I thought I was going to be doing that. I went, whoa, and it hit me in the face. So I'm not going to embarrass myself today. This hurts, you know. But I think it's really a beautiful thing and kind of fun. So I have a family heirloom now to bring back. So thanks, Albert. So, I gotta tell you one more thing though. You see how when you run across Kaʻuhane and you tell the story, then somebody goes, oh yeah, when we was kids, you know how we used to make ours pop more louder than everybody else? And I said, how? And he goes, the kerosene. The kerosene on top, then it gotta keep the oil right. So we store this in a bag for make noise. Or let me just swing it, come on. No guts, no glory, huh? I'll just try to I think I can do it. That's good. You heard that? It's not gonna good. That's gonna be controlled. So if we had kerosene on it, probably would make that noise, yeah. So that's enough. It hit my heart a little bit, but so there it is, and there it is. And if anybody that's here, all you folks at home watching from afar, sending my aloha to the airwaves. It's the first time I've done this stuff, but I'm thinking of Hoku and Honolulu and all your other people that are supporting this festival. It's such a beautiful thing, and it's a hard time where we can't really get together. Everybody's far back here, you know, but I need my air. So thank you for letting me speak with my mask off just for this time. And God bless everybody. And please take care of yourselves.
We know that we have questions that come along after, so we're gonna ask now if you have any questions, and then we can come. I hope he says that we can touch it.
Yeah.
And then because it's so hard to get it to where it's supposed to be. So.
You can take home too if you like. If you folks want, I'll let you take because I can.
In this part of our workshop, and then come back later on with our next workshop, which is the ʻIli, style of the ʻIli. So on behalf of the Malie Foundation and the Board of Directors, and my cousin Kaʻuhane Morton, we say aloha and mahalo to all of you. Aloha. Okay, so come now, you guys can come over here and you can touch the... Ask him whatever questions.
Not the nicest, but hey, it's all nice to me, bro. When I make lays, it's just going to be one stick, so you don't even separate butter or anything. You just do it all out. That's the white hibiscus. That one right there. You see how it is? It's a little. Feel the grit of it. It's kind of hard, yeah. But this one is a little. Yeah, that feels hard too, but smoothing out the skin.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to finish up some rope with this one? You can make. I'll show you how. Started. It's like this, right? So you're gonna hold it here, right? It's like your TV just made. It's exactly like your TV. So you turn it to the right. Your smallest, most valuable lady. That's for you, Mama. I love you. Yeah, I'm gonna find more aloha one day, but that's for you. Looks nice on you. How's that? Hey, check out his fat leg.
You said I could keep this. This one is the Olona. This is so precious.
You might have to tie it back better, but I just wanted it. Okay, Mama? Yeah. Really? Gotta be a long one? More long one? Oh, yeah. This thing was long. This thing was really long.
Another one's another thing.
Yeah, around.
reminiscing you're growing up.
Yeah, the boys.
The boys, what, they're gonna go wax some mangoes off the tree.
No. We cut the mangoes.